Way Farm in Star, South Carolina, where we milk a herd of all A2 jerseys and bottle our milk and sell it in South Carolina. Well, Milky Way Farm has 11 head here, and we have 7 youth that will be showing this weekend. But this is the Clemson Spring Dairy Show, and it is the largest show in the Southeast. And so there's over 400 head here right now at Garrison Area from 12 different states. We say South, but we go as far as Pennsylvania this year. And it has grown to be the largest dairy event in the Southeast. We'll have shows tomorrow and Sunday, and right now our youth are competing in dairy judging and dairy handling, and that's where they learn how to tell good confirmation of an animal and place them correctly. Then they have to go defend their choices by giving reasons to a judge. So it really helps youth learn critical thinking skills, and it helps them develop public speaking and the ability to defend what their thoughts are. So right now they're the judge. So there'll be 4 animals in the ring, and they will judge them on their confirmation. And then when they're done with their placings, they will turn that in, and that's 50% of the score that they'll receive, and then they have to go give the set of reasons, and that will be their other 50%. And it's very important that they tell the truth when they're talking about the animal and how they saw it, and the judge will give them a score on how they talked about that animal. Both 4-H and FFA are here competing today, and there'll be one event for FFA, which is Dairy Handlers, and those youth are actually judged on their ability to exhibit the animal. So it's not that important how the animal looks, it's actually how the youth knows how to present the animal the best to the judge. And then the last competition that they competed in today is called Let's Talk Dairy. And it's a 2-minute elevator speech where youth learn to be able to present and talk about dairy to the general public and even to a stranger. They're all family farms. A lot of the groups that you see here are actually 4-H and FFA projects. And so these kids work with these animals for a full year. And then they'll sell them to another dairy or to a farmstead or small family farm. Some of these groups are dairies like us who milk a lot of cows, and they bring their best to exhibit what they have bred and owned. Oh, it's definitely a family atmosphere. So, you know, you have your family reunions, and sometimes that's your extended family and whatnot at Christmas time or maybe Easter. For us, these are family reunions, but it's people that we really like and maybe not blood. And so you'll see these kids, they're waiting for that truck and trailer to pull in with their best friends, and they'll be playing ball or playing cards and really enjoying time. So there is a lot of community that happens here also.
I'm Tina Horn. I'm with Clemson Extension. I'm a livestock and forage agent and coordinator of the Clemson Spring Dairy Show and Junior Dairy Weekend.
For people who've never been here, don't know about this weekend, tell them what's going on here this weekend.
This weekend is kind of the cornerstone of all of our dairy youth activities for the year. We've got our state 4-H and FFA Dairy Judging Contest. We've got our Dairy Handlers Contest. This morning has already been, but we had a youth public speaking contest. We call it a Let's Talk Dairy, where the kids have 2 minutes to kind of get up and do an elevator pitch about their, about drinking dairy products and the benefits of dairy in your diet. We're just getting ready to start with our FFA and 4-H Dairy Judging Contest. It's an evaluation contest. The kids will place classes of cows in the order of based on their conformation. They also take a test, and then after the contest they will give what we call oral reasons, which is just them standing in front of a judge and justifying their placings. It's a really good way for these kids to learn decision making and then to be able to justify their reasons. So it's a really good public speaking, and it teaches them to prioritize when they're judging as well. So it's just a really good contest. After that, we are going to we'll have a sale, a youth heifer sale, for kids that are looking for another calf to show maybe. And then after that, we'll have our awards banquet, where we'll give the awards for the judging and the Let's Talk Dairy contest. And following that, we're going to have a youth kind of fun night. We'll be up here and have them playing games and making ice cream sundaes and getting to know kids. Right now we've got 13 states here. We've got about 100 and probably close to, with the FFA kids, close to 200 kids that are here from South Carolina and beyond, and it gives them a chance to get to know each other and have some fun outside of just working with the dairy cows. Saturday and Sunday will be our confirmation shows. So we've got about 450 head entered that'll go through this ring over the weekend. So there's a lot of groups here. We've got FFA kids from their local FFA chapters. We've got 4-H kids that are either off farm or from farms. We've got our South Carolina, we have a Dairy Heifer Project, and it's an opportunity for youth that aren't from a dairy farm to acquire and show a dairy calf. So we've got some families here that don't have a dairy background, but their kids have got heifers in the Heifer Project. And then we've got most of our the animals that'll be shown are coming from family farms. We're pulling numbers together, but we've got, just for the dinner alone tonight, we had over 550 people register for the dinner. So, and with as many states that are coming in, we've got a lot of people that are using, going out to the restaurants, stopping at QT on the way out. They were one of our sponsors, also staying in the hotels. So we're hoping to make an even bigger footprint every year by increasing our show and increasing our activities. So,
this is the biggest dairy event of the year?
Yes, sir. Yes.
How long have they been doing this?
It's been going on probably 45 plus years. We did have one year where, due to funding, we didn't have the show. A committee of a lot of dairymen and some extension folk came back together and worked on it and brought it back. So in its current format, this is its 5th year, but we've been having a show here and our judging stuff here for probably 40 to 50 years here, so, or at least in the Clemson area. So.
I'm Carrie Rita. I'm the teacher at the Anderson Institute of Technology, and I teach the agriculture and vet science pathway.
And how is that program growing out there?
It's growing really well. We've had a great response from the community. We have a full grooming program. We have a livestock barn for the students to practice handling livestock, and we have our local vets that come into the barn to do your basic spays and neuters and castrations.
And how many students do y'all have here today?
We have 4. We have a team of 4 here today.
How many animals they bring?
We didn't bring any animals. They're just judging the cows here.
Oh, they're judging?
Yes, they're judging, yes.
What will they get from this experience judging this kind of thing?
They'll gain a lot of professional development skills like communication. They'll have to talk to the judges about why they chose the cows they did. They'll also be able to look at very important characteristics that we look for in dairy cows. So if they do decide to start a dairy or select cows for a dairy, they'll know those characteristics that they're looking for.
And do you think the program at AIT is going to continue to grow?
I hope so. I hope it grows. I hope we have continued community support and we produce students that are well able to go into the veterinary industry.
I am Joey McCannon, the agriculture education teacher at Palmetto High School and the FFA advisor at the same school.
And tell me who all y'all brought today.
So I brought my FFA dairy judging team, so they're evaluating dairy cattle for the first time.
How will that help them moving forward as part of this education y'all do?
So they are going to, one, get the skills in evaluating dairy cattle, understanding that industry that's kind of fundamental and historic for Anderson County. But as well, what I emphasize is that it works on decision-making skills, reasoning, and they can defend their reasoning as well. It's all about decision-making and confidence.
Tell people that don't know about the District 1 FFA program. How big is it? How is it growing?
So it's really unique. District 1, specifically Palmetto High School, has not had a high school-based agriculture education program for a few decades. We restarted it in 2020, and we're still growing. We got about 125 kids in the program, and it's really unique because I got to move back. I got to come to Anderson County for my first teaching job and open up a brand new program, and I've been really lucky with that.
And how were you chosen for FFA? Do you have a farm background?
Yes, sir. I grew up on a family farm over on Liberty Highway in Pendleton, and I just grew up with agriculture and farming all around me. Something I love.
And so all these family farms here today, it probably makes you feel pretty good to see all
It does. It's really cool because, you drove in today and everything's full. T-Ed's full of young agriculturalists with dairy judging and dairy showing and everything that's going on.